your freshman year, you get to show that you can flash and make a play. But are you a guy who's always where he's supposed to be in the framework of the defense? That's why it's always hard to measure the effectiveness of defensive linemen, because if you sack the quarterback once a game, you'll be All-American because you'll have double-digit sacks, but you might give up 150 yards of offense by not being where you're supposed to be in the run game. So that's where you're trying to find that level of consistency where, he is blessed with skills where he can make a play, and he's shown that and should have confidence of that going into year 2. But now, can I be a down after down guy that knows how to play all the nuances of the defensive end position?
Manny, Mark Richt told us that he was contemplating actually leaning towards having the quarterbacks get hit in the scrimmage, knowing what kind of defense you have, especially on the defensive line. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know what kind of defense we have, because until, I know if we were playing 2 below the waist, like we have been the last 3 weeks, then we can be okay. But I mean, that's what we find out too, because what happens in practice invariably is that, you touch the quarterback and you say he's down, and guys feel good about themselves, but in the game he's not down. Those quarterbacks, when they know that they don't have the force field around them, they behave differently. So I think it's a good reality check for everybody. And not to mention, it adds the element of the quarterback run game, so it forces guys to stay disciplined in their assignments, and that's a challenge, because to defeat the people we have to defeat in our league, we've got to be sound versus quarterback run game.
Is that a controlled scrimmage, Manny, like you guys usually do in the beginning, where you just put the ball in the 30 or wherever, or how does it work? That would
be my guess. Yeah, we'll talk about it in the meeting this afternoon.
With Darian Owens, is he a guy who's flashed at all? I know he's coming off injury, really 2 years worth of injury. Is he getting back? Maybe?
Yeah, I think we like the way that he performed in our offseason program. Felt like he was one of the top 3 linebackers in terms of his effort and technique in our mat drill program, and I think with him it's his confidence, and he's moving around better, and certainly he's a big, strong, physical guy. Now he's got to trust himself to go and go play like that, and trying to teach him to be a bully, and to be a big, strong guy, and see if he can play like that. I'll be curious to see how he plays on Saturday.
Jamie Gordon-Neer, once he gets back, how do you see his role kind of coming into this defense?
Well, it's like what we always do. We throw everybody back out there and give everybody a shot. He's got position flexibility. He can play the Mike and the Will position. He's a smart guy, so he understands both positions. And like what we always do, we have basically our entire linebacker room here plus Wilder. And we know where Wilder brings a skill set that not a lot of guys in that room have. So now the battle for Mike and Will and sort of the batting order of how we'll come will really be determined in August camp.
Are any of the freshmen settling in right now, or are they all kind of swimming still?
If anything, they swim more now.
Okay.
The general curve, and it was no different than with Shaq and those guys last spring, they play better their first week and a half.
Okay.
The more we coach them, the worse they get.
Okay.
Right? Because now they start to try to remember all the corrections. It's like me on the golf course. The more I try to fix my swing, the worse it gets. And then eventually they'll overcome our coaching and finally start to relax and play better.
Who else